with a while ago, less than 20% of the Filipinos actually read nutrition labels. So my question to you is, kayo ba nagbabasa? Do you actually read the labels of the processed foods that before you buy them or just before you eat them, once you bought them? Before buying. Pag-raise nga po nung kanong kamay dun sa mga talagang nagbabasa muna bago bilhin ang anumang pagkain, processed food. Well, I asked one of her households in the house and I asked her, before you got to us, what are you doing before you buy anything? And she goes, syempre titignan ko presyo. That's right, diba? Price first, because after all, price is a very important element. But today, what we're actually going to discuss is, bakit nga ba kailangan nakasulat ang kung ano-anong impormasyon sa lahat ng labels there? So we're going to discuss labels in the Philippines, the background, and how to understand for well-being. Yes, as Jean had mentioned, we should really be mindful in whatever it is that we put in our mouths, right? Okay. So what is a product label or labeling? It's actually whatever is printed on the thing that you buy, or mostly of course in processed food, right? So it's a graphic material on packaging, that's something that's printed. It tells you essential information like silent communicator for consumers. It details on contents. As you can see, may ilaw ba to? Ito na. Ay? It tells you a lot of nutrition facts as well. Sadly though, as you will hear later, very few people actually read the nutrition facts in the label. Maybe they look at, ano nga ba to? What am I buying? No? Can I even understand what's written on the label of the food or the processed food that I buy? Because obviously, if you buy from the wet market, wala naman nakasulat to, di ba? Except perhaps iodized, no? And so it also helps people make informed choices. I think the key here is informed choices. And at face value, the product labels communicate essential information about what the product is, what it contains, and how to use it. I hope we're all pretty aware of that. No? So there are several types pala of labeling. Iba-iba siya, no? So of course, there's always the brand label. It tells you the name of the name, the logo, the colors, the designs. Descriptive label tells you of course, the details of the product's content, ano ba yung laman nito, para saan ba to, instructions on how to use it, right? And then the grade labels indicates quality of the product. Grade A ba to? Baka kasi mas alam natin anong klaseng mga bags to, grade A ba to, B or C, no? But in food, probably we're not so conscious of that. And of course, the informative labels, which tells us essential legal, safety, and usage information, like in particular, nutritional facts and warnings. And also the manufacturer details, compliance, and consumer safety. Baka kasi when you look at the label or something that you want to buy, titignan nyo lang yung ano nga ba to? Masarap ba siya sa tingin ninyo from the label itself? Now, what's the basis for mandatory labeling in the Philippines? There are actually two. The Republic Act 394, or the Consumer Act of the Philippines, which is in 1992. And the more important one is the DOH Administrative Number blah blah blah, which provides for information on what should be in the label. In the next few slides, we're going to discuss ano ba dapat nakikita natin when you look at the label. Ito po yung key mandatory labeling elements for the food and consumer goods. Siyempre, nandiyan dapat yung product name, name of the food, the common name or the specific name, not just a brand name. And then it tells you the complete list of ingredients recorded in descending order of weight. Baka kasi mataas pala siya sa sodium. Alam natin, sodium, maalat, diba? Paano kung hypertensive ka, medyo mataas ang iyong BP? Are you gonna buy something that's high in sodium? Pwede pa rin, kasi gusto ko to eh. But, hindi ka masyadong aware na yun pala yung magiging impact niya sa'yo. And then, the net contents and drain weight, actual amount of product, force in metric and imperial units. yung metric yun yung usual, no? Pero yung iba kasing mga products, imperial yung ginagamit. If you don't know what that is, maybe it's about time to look at your Google it what it is, no? Because normally, I think pag nakakita ka naman ng product, iintindihin mo lang ilang bang ounces to, gaano karami, etc. And then the name and address of the manufacturer. Of course, if it's a brand that there's very good reputation, then you probably just buy it, pasok na lang sa cart. Then lot identification or batch code, because at some point you might want to trace kung saan nga ba siya. Baka matagal na pala siya, baka near expiring na siya pala. And the country of origin, of course, that's required for the imported items. Now, the nutrition facts on the left are what is normally written on any food product. But let me just go through it. Storage condition. Dapat ba nasa room temp siya or dapat nasa freezer? Importante yan, di ba? Hindi mo basta-basta bibilin. Very important, expiry or expiration date. Minsan dito makikita mo, date used by date. End of blank. Iba-iba, di ba? Pag tinanong mo yung mga, paano malalaman kung you should still eat it or not anymore? Pwede namang sensory evaluation or gut feel. My son, who's actually a doctor, I would ask him, what do you look at when you see these things? Mami, ano yan? Pwede pa yan? Gaganon siya, no? Kasi iba-iba naman, diba? But of course, the best is you make sure that you don't use it on the last day that it should be eaten. Because chances are, baka hindi na siya ganun kasarap. Then food allergen information, importante to. There are some kids who are allergic to peanuts, right? So if you see peanuts as a content, then you should actually take that or eat that. Then safety usage instructions, of course, it has directions for use. You're supposed to follow that. Otherwise, baka hindi masarap ang iyong maging product. And nutrition facts. To me, this is of course the more important one because this will tell you the specific, regulated, and standardized information table. Kasama na po ang nutrition information and nutritive value. Sana pinapansin. Ito pa, meron yung iba kong slides will be repetitive, but I just, for emphasis, no? So, ang format po niya, for the guidelines, so dapat tabular format siya. Typically found on the back. Normally sa likod siya, but of course now, you'd see, particularly the majority of the products of Mondelez that are nasa harapan na mismo. We call that front of pack labeling, no? Including the serving size, calories, and nutrients. Maybe to some, calories is already a buzzword, but for others, ano ba yung calories na yan? Even my own husband would ask my son or me. I don't think he asked me. My son pa nga. Ano ba yung calories? And then my son would go, he would sound like he's so tamad. He would go, Mami, Daddy, ano yan? Energy. What gives you the energy? Yun ang calories. And then sabihin ko na lang, ano yan eh? Basta ano yan, dapat may makukuha ka ng calorie and energy for the hit. I would go like that. Percent daily value, that's based on the RENI for Filipinos. Kung ano po yung dapat. Depende kung bata, matanda, or whatever. It goes with age, no? And the front of pack or FOP labeling is use of simplified circular FOP labels for calories and nutrient levels. There are, again, a few products which already has that, but others don't have it. You'd have to read the label itself, the back, to tell you how many calories it has per serving. So that's actually the problem. Like I was eating something last night, I was reviewing this and I was thinking, I wanted to eat a pack of peanuts. And I was eating it and then I finally looked at 2 servings per small pack. So 230 calories, 460 calories lang kasi naubos ko siya. What if it was, 8 servings pala siya, 80 times 8 lahat yon. And people wouldn't, be very careful about those things. You think that if you see a serving has, so much calories, so much sodium, etc., you think that's the whole pack. But that doesn't happen. I think it's true. That normally doesn't happen, except, of course, if it's a small pack, then probably ganun siya. Now, health and nutrition claims. Dapat totoo. You don't just put it there and, hindi siya totoo. So it would comply with the Bureau Circular and International Codex Alimentarius standards. Hindi rin pwedeng nakasulat na low fat to, high fiber, or source of blah blah without proof. And you see that actually on the label itself. And prohibited claims such as false, misleading, or deceptive claims are of course forbidden. Which could be present in some, particularly for those like which are just translated in English. Because you don't know exactly what's written, right? If there's no English translation, that's why you really have to be able to read and understand what's there. I always tell the people that I speak with to read the labels. If there's anything that you'd probably sana make it a habit, is to read the labels, because that will tell you a lot of things. But of course, there are some special requirements. Like, dapat po pag English or Filipino, pag asin, dapat iodized. Wala kasi na dapat asin na hindi iodized. Kasi sobrang tanda na ng batas na to, but unfortunately, many would think also na pag iodized yan yung coarse, yung magaspang. Ay, mali. Akala nila pala pag iodized mapino, mali. But actually, hindi. Kahit po yung coarse, yung magaspang, iodized din siya. But you have to see that the word na iodized. Otherwise, it's not iodized. And based on the batas, dapat walang nabibiling hindi iodized salt. Here, nutrition labeling, again, ito po siya, no? Mandatory standardized panels on pre-packaged foods that detail calories, fat, sugar, protein, sodium. Because they want us to have informed choices. So your label should have all of those. Ay, walang ilaw. So calorie count. Of course, yung kung ilang serving siya, that you really have to, very conscious about. Calories. So kung ito, 230 calories per serving, pero 8 servings siya per pack, then you know that 8 times 230 is your total caloric value. Paano pag nakain mo kalahati ng pack? Di times 4, di ba? If you're not so conscious, di naubos mo na yung buong pack without even realizing that you've consumed about, close to about more than 1,500 calories. And how many calories does, a normal adult would need? About 2,000, 2,500, thereabout. So if you've consumed something which is more than 1,000, you only have about 1,000 or 1,500 more for the rest of the day. So, nakakaloka yan. And it often is displayed per 100 grams or per serving, and critical for managing diet-related diseases and enable comparisons between products. I guess this is very important now. Ay, nawala. So, how then can we use this effectively, the nutrition labels? Again, check your servings. It accounts for how many servings are actually consumed, as multiple servings mean multiplying all values, including calories and salt. Why is there a focus on salt? Because a lot of the Filipinos are hypertensive. Even young people are now hypertensive. And one of the reasons, of course, in addition to a lot of things, is because that person would consume a lot of salt. So if your package has a lot of salt and you consume a lot of that, then your BP will probably be higher than you would want to. And then it also allows us to compare the products. You use the label to select items lower in saturated fat, sodium and added sugars, and higher in fiber and nutrients. Bakit saturated fat or fat? Kasi yun yung ayaw mo. You're not supposed to consume a lot of that, right? We know that every gram of fat has about 9 calories. Every gram of carbohydrates and protein would have about 4 calories. So parang kumbaga, sobrang dami ng calories pag fat ang kinain mo. Hindi naman masarap ang adobo kung puro lean meat, correct? So you probably have the fats there. Or pork chop na walang fats, hindi rin siya masarap. So, kailangan pag-isipan ng mahusay. So, for packaged foods, you'll be able to compare these things. But how do Filipinos perceive nutrition labels? Ito na po yung ating intindihing mahusay din. There are several studies done This is one of them. And as you can see, ang major predictors of nutrition label are high intention to use nutrition label. Talagang gustong intindihan anong nakasulat. May oras. For many of us here, siguro, like, you go to the supermarket, you only have a short time, di ba? So, kung ano lang yung dati, sige, kuha, pasok sa cart. And you're not able to read anymore, you don't read anymore what's in the label. Wala ka ng oras pati, so kung ano na lang alam mo. Pero dapat to kasi may oras ka. And you search for a specific information. So dito makikita po na majority of consumers, about 57.6%, read the product labels. Pero ilan lang ho ba dyan ang nagbabasa always? Yung red, 21.9%. Yung yes, sometimes, it's even higher at 35.7%. At yung hindi talaga nagbabasa at all is 42.4%. Saan mo kayo kaya kasama dyan? Sa sometimes? Sa yes? Or hindi? Sa 42.4, idadagdag pa yan kasi hindi kayo kasama dun sa survey na ginawa, diba? But for those who actually read the label, ang highest is date of expiration. Siyempre, pag mura, malapit na mag-expire. Alam natin yun, diba? So, kailangan mong alamin kailan siya mag-expire. The second highest is ingredients. Ano ba naman ito? Ilang fats, etc. Brand name. Sadly, nutrition facts is just 14.5%. So that's about 1 out of 7, at the most 1 out of 6, no? And the rest, manufacturer, network, etc. So, 14.5% lang of the purple and the red kasi nagbabasa. So why don't consumers read nutrition facts? The highest is wala akong interest, not interested. And that's about 59.6%. And the next one, they have no time to read, that's 22%. Cannot understand the labels. Labels pa lang, hindi na maintindihan. And very small print. Paano naman kung talagang maliit? Di mo talaga mababasa. I suppose ayaw talagang pabasa, right? If it's so small, then how can people read it? And then, there are, on sa nutrition facts naman, ito po yung 4 na information that people usually read. Fat. Baka conscious lang, kaya fat. Calories, ilang calories ba siya? Meron sa isang serving or isang buong pakete. Carbohydrates and cholesterol. Dati, hindi pinag-uusapan ng cholesterol pero mataas ang cholesterol ng maraming tao, even for younger people. So, now they're quite conscious about ilang cholesterol meron. But, of course, alam din natin, cholesterol is actually produced by the body. Kahit ka wala pang gawin. So, kahit ka pa walang gawa, magpo-produce ng cholesterol ang katawan. But of course, if you add in something that you eat, didadagdag. But of course, that's why we need exercise, you need what do you take? Atorvastatin, mga statins, no? So, again, there are some key findings. The FOP labels, the one I mentioned, front of pack labeling, is generally more preferred, more credible, and easier to understand. Because when you see a package and you see right away, normally you look at the brand, right? So makikita mo agad yung unahan. Kung nasa likod pa yung label, you probably, wouldn't even look at it anymore. So dapat nasa unahan na daw. And healthy logo and traffic light would cause majority of the respondents to increase their purchase by 93%. Kasi pag nasa harapan, kita mo kaagad, gawa ito ng Mondelez, bibili ko to kasi mahusay to, or something like that, di ba? Baka, di ba? But of course, again, that dapat nakikita pa rin. And consumption of the products that exhibit such nutrition labels. So dapat daw po, yung format niya, again, guideline daily amount for energy, healthy logo, GPA for energy plus healthy logo, nutrition facts table, and traffic light. Later, I would show that. Meron pa rin ibang key findings. Majority of the respondents, ito naman kasi medyo luma na siya, 2010. Kasi konti lang ng studies on that. Nung una pa, noong 2010, gusto nila nasa likod pa rin. But they want the healthy logo. Like if you see it's healthy logo, then alam mo, okay ito sa katawan. Diba? And income is significantly associated with preference of nutrition label format. They actually found out that the higher the education, education and the income, the more chances of the labels being read. And that's why we in the government, I used to be the government, we'd want to have mothers classes for mothers so that they'll increase their information or their knowledge on it. Ito yung mga preferred format labels. So para siyang traffic light, extended traffic light, multiple traffic light, and healthy logo. Kung ano-ano. Ano nga ba yung front of pack labeling? I mentioned it a while ago. It's written at front, no? They're presented on the front of food packages that can be applied across the package retail food supply and comprise an underpinning nutrient profile model and present simple, often graphic information. Something like that. But this is from other countries as well. So pwede siyang may score, A, B, C, D, E. A, pag alam mo, A, mataayos, mataas. May nakakaalala pa ba nitong Sangka Pinoy Seal? When I was quite new with the government, we were the ones who actually made this up at the time. So meron pa rin naman ngayon, may mga products pa rin po, so that means, tawag namin dito, 3 itlog dati, high in vitamin A, iron, and salt, iodized salt. Sa ibang countries yun, yung sa towards the right, mababasa mo, low in ganito, high in ganyan, and so on. There's actually a group that's working on the guidelines for the front of pack labeling. FNRI has actually completed the research, but hindi pa nilalabas ang results, except that nakita ko lang siya, some of it. But eventually, we will have these guidelines already on the front of pack labeling. And because given all this data, ano ba dapat magawa? Of course, we want to teach people what it would require and what it is. And I think, I hope our Beach of Friends will be able to help us encourage or make that known to more people, more Filipinos. Baka kasama naman kayo sa nagbabasa, so hindi natin problema ang grupong to. But a lot of others would probably not mind at all whatever is the label. So I hope that they'll join us in campaigning for the Filipinos to read the labels. So hopefully within this year, we'll have the new front of pack labeling system. That's about it. Thank you very much.